I do not own the rights to this music, but for right now, it fits.
I mean, you shot your own brother. How could we know if we can trust JayZ?
What up, though?
And you know better, nigga. I know you do.
Yeah, I got to get this in this morning. I go by a plethora of names, man. But you'll see the one below. That's the one I'm going by this morning.
We know the pain is real, but you can't heal what you never revealed.
This is a Opinionated podcast, man. I'm full of coffee. I got a good night's rest, so I'm kind of ready for the show this morning. Yeah. If this is your first time listening to an episode of AM Opinionated, welcome. If you've been here with me before, welcome back. You dig? Yeah. If you enjoy this podcast, man, you enjoy the things that I talk about, if you like the knowledge and the enlightenment that I try to pass from me to you, hit the like button. Go to Notoriously Opinionated on YouTube. Go to Spotify. Check out Areas of Human Activity. Subscribe to all of it. It's your man. Here to drop you something else, you know. So, share it with your friends too. You know what I'm saying? Sharing is caring. You know, share this podcast with your friends if you think they would appreciate it, if you think they would like it. You know what I'm saying? This is AM Opinionated. Hoping your day is going A-okay, man. So, check this out. My first opinion this morning. Hey, man, what was Nate Robinson thinking? Yes, I'm on Nate Robinson still. Dude's gonna get it for the next 50 episodes of Notoriously Opinionated. He's gonna get it for the next 360 days, or however long it's been since the fight. However long it's been since the fight, I'm gonna be on Nate Robinson for getting his little basketball playing ass in a boxing ring where he did not belong and could not and did not throw two in the cover up. How is it that what's dude's name? Jake Paul. How is it that Jake Paul only landed 8 punches and 3 of them knocked Nate Robinson to the ground? One of them knocked him out. Face down, ass up. Somebody explain this to me. I'll wait. He landed 8 punches in the entire fight. 8 punches in the entire fight. And of these 8 punches, 3 of them knocked his ass down. Nate Robinson, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, man. Use a little high jumping little cat, but you ought to be ashamed of yourself in regards to getting your butt in a boxing ring where you had absolutely no place. I saw some of your training videos. Oh my God, what the hell? Like, I don't even know why you showed that, bro. You know. However, here's one thing I am gonna give to Nate Robinson. He knew he was gonna get crushed on social media following that performance, right? And he done took it like a G. You know what I'm saying? He kind of owning up to it. He knew he was gonna get killed. He knew it, and he's taking all of it. So, you know, while I'm one of the ones that's gonna crush you for getting your little ass in that ring, salute for taking the backlash. All right, so for real, today, this is going to be going in today in human past, right? So there's a difference between human past and American or world history, right? I say it all the time that world and or American history does not always accurately depict human past, right? What do I mean by that? Well, you got American history that'll tell you, or a pseudo American history that'll try to get you to believe that the Southerners did not go to war with the Northerners during the Civil War over slavery. And in a way, in a really, really weird way, it may kind of be right, right? Oh, of course. Hold on, guys, look. Of course, I'm a Lakers fan. What? Don't make me. I'll wear a different Lakers hat every day. Like, seriously. What's up, Marv? How you doing, my dude? I wear a different Lakers hat every day. But yeah, so but you got American history that will get you to believe that Southerners wasn't really fighting the Northerners for to protect slavery. That's incorrect. It absolutely was over slavery. However, it was also about the fact it all goes back to the money. It all goes back to the money. And so my there's a lot that happened today in human past. And so that is going to be the that is going to be the main topic of this AM opinionated. So the reason why you hear Hove in the background is because on December 4th, 1969, the birth of Sean Corey Carter came to be, right? So shout out to JayZ. Happy Earth Day. I mean, this album. Hey, now I'm gonna tell you what. In regards to JayZ, in my younger, more groupish days, you know, I ran with cats that, I mean, now don't get it twisted. I was a diehard Tupac fan, you know, so it wasn't necessarily groupthink, but at the same time, it was kind of groupthink because Tupac didn't like JayZ, and so it's like if you were a Tupac fan, you felt like you couldn't like JayZ either. You did? Hold up. We got some adjustments we got to make. So you felt like, as a Tupac fan, you couldn't like JayZ either because, man, shit, Pac don't like JayZ. I don't like JayZ. And so while it was my thought, it was also kind of group thing too. And so even though I'm listening to Jay, you know what I'm saying? I'm in dark corners talking about H to the is O, V to the is A. You know what I'm saying? I'm in dark corners on some whole other stuff, you dig, when it comes to Hove, you know. But with the group thing, I'm like, yeah, fuck JayZ, you know, thug life. Ooh. Hey man, I've always dug Hove, man. His style is just smooth, man, and I've always been one of the styles of rap that I like has always been that smooth style rap, you know. So I've always liked your JayZs, your Gang Stars. I mean, your Nas, you know. So hold up. All right, now I'm gonna get to that in a minute, more. Check this out. I want everybody to see this. I want everybody to see what my guy said. Right. So now I'm gonna get to this. I'm gonna get to this in a minute, right? Because this is actually part of Today in Human Past. There's some very interesting things that happen in human past in regards to the North and the South. You know, now I know for the last couple of days I've been on the North and the South, but it's important. It's an important part of it's an important part of the Black human past. You know, it's an important part of it. But yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Don't even trip. So here's the thing. So another reason rather why I like Jay is because Jay is showing other rappers how to really get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's showing people how to go get it. You know, like on another scale, like me and my dude Johnny, we was talking one day. We was talking about wealth. You know, like that's not a subject that is that's foreign to either one of us. We talk about wealth pretty much every time every time we come together. We always talking about wealth building, community building, education. These are the things that we talk about, right? And so as black people, we see certain individuals as wealthy, and they are in certain regards. But keep in mind that somebody's floor is somebody else's ceiling. You know, somebody's floor is somebody else's ceiling. You know, so JayZ is quick to say how he's worth $1 billion. I believe that, right? However, there are some people's houses that are worth $1 billion, right? Go to Brunei and get to talking about $1 billion. They liable to laugh at you. It's cats over there in Brunei that's gonna laugh at you talking about $1 billion. You know, that's like one of my houses is worth $1 billion. You know, now to some people that is their entire net worth. To other people, that is a property. You dig? Now, to me, you give me a Billy, and the generations of my family will never go hungry. The generations of my family, my family will live utopian lives until extinction. You know what I'm saying? If I ever get a Billy, you know, do not listen. If your man get a Billy Club, I guarantee you it's gonna be some schools in the hood. I'm going down. I'm going immediately buying Persian. It's a school building up the street. I'm gonna be on my Umar Johnson. Like real talk. I'm gonna be on my Umar. I'm buying schools, you know, because and I've had hey man, my kids are dope, man. I've had kids that I've had the pleasure of knowing over the last few years, man. They've told me, it was like, Mr. Damon, I would love to go to your school. I hope one day you get a school. I want to go to your school, you know. And I be having to ask them, it's like, why would you want to go to my school? You know, I don't do no playing when it comes to education. They's like, exactly. But we gonna learn and we gonna have fun, you know. You gonna teach us something and you liable to play with us. So I'm gonna be a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be a kid and they know it. So like the little ones, when it's time for recess, yeah, your man gonna be out there playing dodgeball, kickball, all kind. Man, I made up a game. I ended up calling super softball. You was putting a dodgeball on a tee, and and I made up a whole game. Anyway, but yeah, they was like, I would love to go to your school because I'm gonna learn something, man. We gonna have fun, you know. And despite popular opinion, kids want discipline. Kids want structure. You know what I'm saying? They do. They want it. They thrive on it. You know what I'm saying? It just everything's a habit. What my dude say? Yeah. So I don't know about buying prisons, homie. I don't know. I mean, now if you talking profit margin, hey, I mean, because of a lot of people, not just black people, but because of a lot of people's miseducation, yeah, prisons is the way to go because that is one of the places that black men are vanishing to, is prisons. But is it because they're really criminals? Is it because they really wanted to do bad, or is it because a lot of times they were faced with a dirty trash can lid with spit, snot, boogers, dust, dirt with a cheeseburger on it, you know, versus a clean plate with a bologna sandwich. You know, this is what a lot of people are faced with. You know, it's like if they're given a choice between these two options, they are going to take 9 times out of 10. I mean, so you have people who are just who are driven by the destruction of the world. It's like somebody said it in a movie. It's like you got some people who just want to see the world burn, you know. So you got them people, but it's not 2 some odd million people, you know. It's not too many people in this world that just want to see the world burn, you know. So it's like you got people who have been miseducated. You have white people that's been miseducated. Latinos has been miseducated. You have indigenous Africans to this day that come over here and they get miseducated. You have Asians miseducated. You have Native Americans that's miseducated. All of these people that have grown up in a American society all have been miseducated, you know. So okay, I feel that. Let me put that up. So my thing, while I respect that, my thing is gonna be more trying to end mass incarceration. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather profit off of something. I'd rather profit off of education. You know what I'm saying? It's like I have little to no faith in just 100, homie. I got little to no faith in people our age. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people our age, the way that you think now is the way you gonna keep thinking because you don't see a problem with the way that you think. You know, so people who don't see anything wrong with what they're doing are never gonna change it. You name me somebody that's doing something that they feel is right that's gonna change it. You're not. You know, people change when they realize or when they come to an understanding that what they're doing is not right. You know, so nobody is gonna like the old saying goes, you don't fix something that's not broke. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I got a different take on that. My thing is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. ... Unless you're making it better. You know, now if you know what you're doing is gonna make it better, change it. Why not? It's called evolution. You know, not people as a whole, not people as a whole, homie, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but again, it's because of society. Society is I would rather be that one candle going against the force than everybody else going with it, because they say that to be sane, to be considered sane in an insane society is no measure of mental health. You know, so if you considered sane in an insane society, what does that make you? You know, I want to be considered insane in an insane society, you know, because that means I'm the only motherfucker that's healthy for real, mentally healthy. You did? All right. So today in human past, like I said, today was the birth of Sean Corey Carter, which is why I'm playing this music that I don't own. Because today is JayZ's Earth Day. However, today was also the day that the ancestor Prince Hall transitioned, right? So in 1807, Prince Hall transitioned. Prince Hall was the abolitionist. He was the founder and creator of the Prince Hall Masons. He was actually a very big proponent, also a very big proponent of the Back to Africa movement. You know, Prince Hall believed firmly in Africans in America going back to Africa, rebuilding and making the continent strong, making the home and the motherland strong. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason for everything I got on, right? Well, except the Lakers hat. But he tried to get free and enslaved Africans that was actually in New York at the time to learn about. He tried to teach them education. He tried to teach them military tactics, because these are the things that are needed in society. These are the things that were always needed in society. I mean, this is how Africa got bombarded so much with European culture in its inception, because, not saying that Africans were no punks at all for nothing, right? But we were a peaceful people. You gotta look at you gotta look at there's the thing, right? So you got the thing, right? You got the thing, right? And then you got the thing behind the thing, right? That thing behind the thing is the thing that people need to really be paying attention to, because it's the thing out front that got you distracted. When it's the thing behind the thing that will explain the thing, right? Let me break that down a little bit more. So you got the object and the stimulus. The object is the thing out front. That's the thing that everybody sees. But there is a cause and effect. There is a stimulation to everything. Everything that is stimulated, right? And so once a thing is stimulated, it becomes a thing. It becomes an object once it is stimulated, right? So what was the stimulation behind slavery? What was the stimulation behind why indigenous Africans thousands and thousands of years ago were so peaceful? What was the stimulus behind, what was the cause behind most Europeans being violent and angry and cold? You don't have to look no further than where both races live. You know, you got Africans. We lived in Africa. We lived in Africa, right? And what's going on in Africa? We got savannas. It's warm. It's inviting. We are by the equator. There's things that just grow from the ground that you can eat, that's edible. We don't have to do no whole lot of nothing, right? Things grow out the ground. Things grow from trees. We can just pick things and eat forever, right? What's the difference? So in Europe, especially during these times, because you're talking about an ice age, you know, you're talking about shortly after an ice age, it's cold, you know. You have to endure a whole lot more things. You have to struggle to survive. You have to be cold. You have to be heartless. You have to do things that people in other atmospheres and other hemispheres don't have to do to survive. You have to kill. You have to kill others. You have to kill your own. You know, you have to be cold. If you are not productive to society, you got to go. You know, you can't stay. You got to go. If you are not productive, if you can't hunt and you can't gather, you are of no value. Beat it, grandma. You know what I'm saying? Grandma, you got to go. You know, and that's how they got down. Well, we didn't get down like that. You know, we don't have that kind of cold tactics. We didn't have that. You know, so. Of course, when you have a people that's built and bred to murder in cold blood, and they come to a continent to where we uniform, you know, we down there dancing, you know, because we've always danced, you know. That's where they got stomping from. That's where step shows come from. Those of you who are I'm not even gonna get to the Greek stuff, but those of you who are in fraternities and sororities, that's where your stepping comes from. Your stepping comes from Africa, you know. because that is where the indigenous stomping came from, right? Black people danced for celebration, danced for death, danced for danced to praise the creator. You know, it was all centered around dance. There was different dances for different things, right? So when you have a race of people that is born and bred to be heartless and kill, and you have a race of people who is or who are peaceful and are born and bred to give, because we have so much. We have so much that we don't have a problem giving to you, right? You have the takers that have always been takers that came and took from the givers. And by the time the warrior givers was like, hold up, you know, we need to get over there and help the more calm and peaceful ones, they had already enslaved a whole half of a nation, you know. Now there's some places that didn't get took, and that's because they were the warriors. They were more the warriors, but we are originally a peaceful people, you know. And still to this day, I mean, you can call me scrap all you want, right? But at the end of the day, I'm really a peaceful dude. However, peaceful don't mean nonviolent. It just don't. Peaceful don't mean nonviolent, right? I lean way more heavily towards Malcolm than I do towards Martin. You know, I am hey, if you a brother to me, I'm a brother to you. If you can accept brotherhood, I can give you brotherhood. If you want the business and you won't let me talk you out of me giving you the business, I give you what you want. You know, I give you what you want, but I'm gonna try and talk you out of it first, because I learned from an old head a long time ago, man. Sometimes you gotta talk the other person out of you killing them. Sometimes you gotta talk the other person out of you beating their ass, right? And so I was a proponent of that, you know, because if I can't do nothing else in this life, I can do three things. I can fight, write, and talk. If I can't do nothing else, I can fight, write, and talk. So yeah, but military tactics have always been the backbone of all cultures and all societies, and so it was needed. And this is what Prince Hall tried to teach him. So on this day, in 1807, we lost an ancestor, we lost a grand master, we lost an abolitionist leader, we lost an educator in Prince Hall. So salute to Prince Hall, the ancestor Prince Hall. All right, so let me turn down Bam. Now you in on December 4th in 1915, the Ku Klux Klan received a charter from the Fulton County, Georgia Supreme Court. They got a charter. The Ku Klux Klan was a charter, you know what I'm saying? And they migrated to different places in the South, Alabama, but the Ku Klux Klan had strongholds in California, Indiana, Iowa, Oregon, you know, Ohio, North and South. So if you thinking, if they made it to the North, they was cool. Shit, it depends on where you went. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think that all of the South, like the whole of the South was racist, and the whole of the North was abolitionists, and they were against slavery and against racism, you would be sadly mistaken, because that was not true, you know. So you had abolitionists in the South, you had racists in the North, you know. So again, that's what American history will teach you, was that everybody in the North was all love and all, you know what I'm saying? So what was Missouri? Was Missouri considered North to South? Because Missouri was racist as hell. And Kansas is right next door to it. Kansas was a free state. explain that. I'll wait. Oh, okay. So the Ku Klux Klan received a charter on this date in 1915, right? And don't think that the Klan is extinguished, because I read an article that had a dude that they actually said his name. I'm not gonna say it on this podcast, but in the article they actually said his name. Look up Klans member that was walking his dog in Wisconsin. Klan member that was walking his dog in Wisconsin. It was 2016. He was dressed in full Ku Klux Klan garb, the hood, everything, walking his dog down a dark street in Wisconsin. Don't tell me the Klan is dead. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me that they racist agenda is dead. If you do not understand racism and white supremacy, what it is and how it functions, everything else you think you understand will only confuse you. Don't be confused by it. The Klan is alive and well, and it has infiltrated the White House until January 20th. All right, so and they said that a lot of Klan's members started coming out again, again, because the president made it cool to be racist again, but also because of the social justice protests in the wakes of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, you know, the list goes on and on. But when people start marching and protesting and fighting for Black lives and Black Lives Mattering and Black themed movements, then the Klan feels a necessity and a duty to come back out, show its face, and try to impose some sort of arm of fear. However, let me explain this. They dealing with a different kind of brother in these new age cats, because it's some of us out here that grew up in the gang culture of the 90s. Partner, this is not the early 20th century. This is not 1915. You know, this is 2020, about to be 2021. And listen, if there's one thing that will bring Black people together, I've seen it with my own eyes in a fishbowl microcosm, but if there's one thing that will bring enemies together, it's another common enemy. It's a greater common enemy, and I don't think there is a more common enemy to Black people than the Klan. I just don't. If you know one, hit me up in the chat box. Let me know what a greater enemy. Well, technically the system, but the physical entity that can be touched. You know what I'm saying? A physical entity that can be touched, other than the Ku Klux Klan, because the system is a way bigger enemy to Black and poor people than the Klan ever could be. Now, that being the case, getting to my last point of Today in Human Past on December 4th, also in 1915. This day sparked the mass migration. This day sparked the mass migration of Blacks in the South migrating to the North, right? And so while the Klan is in Georgia getting chartered, Black people was like, you know what? You can get chartered all you want down here. We out. Peace. You'll be down here by your lonesome, because between the late 19th century and early 20th century, about 2 million Black people went from the South to the North, right? Chris Brown, deuces, we are out. Y'all can have this, And so you had a lot of Black people that, actually, the industries, all of the new industries was in the North, right? And a lot of the Northern industries was sending industrial scouts to the South to recruit workers to come and work up North. Well, this is where the racism of the North comes in. But it's a racist literally capitalization of the willfulness of Southern black workers, right? So you got these Southern black workers that are I mean, they're still being misused, right? And so they're coming from the north, recruiting them to come up and work for pay, in the north. Simple. Man, we've been working for centuries for nothing. You talking about paying us? Cool. We on our way, But here's where the law comes in. And here's where the inequality of the law in regards to black people come into play, because you have contracts. And despite popular opinion, I will argue with any lawyer that wants to take a shot at me that it's not constitutional law that is the overriding law of the land. It's contract law. Everything's a contract. Everything you sign your name to could be considered a contract, and it's binding. So they would have these Southern laborers, these Southern black laborers, sign completely unfair labor contracts to come and work in the North, to where they would be working these long, arduous, strenuous days, and still not really getting paid. They're getting paid, but the pay is nowhere near the value of the work that's being produced and put in on a daily basis. And so they was getting over on them, But the black people was like, man, shoot, I'm with it, because I they don't got no colored and white only facilities where I live now in the North. That's all I had in the South. I couldn't go in certain facilities. I couldn't go in certain restaurants, certain bathrooms, and things like that, because it was colored only. It was white only, right? So there was no shortage of willing participants to go and migrate from the South to the North, just like there was no shortage of racist individuals in the North that was willing to take advantage of the willingness of Southern black workers. So, but there was one quote that I'm gonna read. Oh man, I'm gonna rap with this. Where is it? All right. He said, this is from a so-called Southern gentleman. He said, oh, almost spilled all my coffee. This is from a so-called Southern gentleman. He said, he took a bleak view of this particular migration in 1915. And this is coming from a Georgia plantation owner who stated, and I quote, "I do not know how the South could live without the Negro labor. It's the life and blood of the South. It's the foundation of its prosperity." Let me say that one again. It is the foundation of its prosperity. And he ended with, "God pity the day when the Negro leaves the South." So I know if he lived over the lifetime of them 2 million black people leaving the South going to the North, I know he about passed out. He was like, oh my God, they're all gone. That means we got to do the work now. Oh, Jesus Lord, help us. You know what I'm saying? Because it was because of black labor that the South became the economical juggernaut that it was, that the North had to knock. So it kind of really wasn't about slavery. It was about money. But both sides needed black people. Both sides. The North needed us to come fight for y'all to beat the South, and the South needed us to stay down there to keep making y'all money. Both of y'all, for real, can kiss my black ass, for real. But that gets me kind of heated, because it's like you was damned if you do and damned if you don't. So you gotta choose again. We was put in a situation where we gotta choose the lesser of both evils, Anyway, so leading out, man, I'm gonna say I want to thank everybody for tuning in to AM Opinionated. It's been your man, Negus to God. Tune in tomorrow morning for another edition. No, wait, tomorrow's Saturday. Oh no, I take the weekends off. Tune in Monday to a new episode of AM Opinionated with your man, you know. And tune in every Wednesday to Notoriously Opinionated. Every Wednesday evening at 8:30 with me and my co-host, my dude, my cousin, Hero. Check me out on Spotify, Areas of Human Activity, right? Areas of Human Activity on Spotify and like 7 or 8 other FM stations. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. When your dreams and your goals become bigger than the party, going out, kicking it, become bigger than the game. I don't care what game you're talking about, whether it's the hustle game, whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, or whatever it is that you got. When your dream, when your goals become bigger than partying in the game, welcome to the 1% Club. There you have it. Support small and black businesses, man. It's been your man, Negus to God, aka all that, right? Peace. I'm out.